One of the most common things that I hear from parents is my son does really well with practices, but not so much for games. So today we're going to talk about that. And I'm Coach Jay, and I hope you will like my video. I hope you'll subscribe. I got to I'm getting into this whole YouTube thing algorithm, and I'm trying to just build it up. So, talking about kids that are good in practice, practice king, practice queen, but they're not good in games. And it's a common problem. It's really a pretty common problem, and um, it starts with a lot of kids putting too much internal pressure on themselves. Just high expectations. Um, really being more focused on outcomes and results, and just overthinking a lot of stuff. I've been practicing really hard, so that definitely means that I should be playing well, and many times it's just not the case. It doesn't mean that and many times it does mean that you will be on a platform so that you can play well, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to play well. So I'm big about practice. I'm big about practicing hard, and I'm big about doing the best you can at practice and games. But just because you practice hard, just because you go to trainers, just because you talk to me, just because you work with a lot of people and you spend a lot of time talking about your sport, does not mean that Friday night is going to go great. It doesn't. What does determine if you're going to do well on Friday night or Saturday morning is your ability to be relaxed and your ability to be focused. If you are locked in there, then you'll play better. But if you're thinking about outcomes, results, if you're focused on that, you're just not going to do as well. It's that way for anybody. So, um, you know, it's something that I work with a lot of kids on. It's part of the process. We there's a lot to it. You got to break it down, and it's something that it's not overcomplicated, but it's not simple either. And a lot of times for athletes, they just got to talk it out. They got to understand, logically, the practice is very similar to the game. A game is like a glorified practice. So you can't overthink it. You can't get these expectations way up here because it's not gonna pan out for you when it's time to play. So, it's really more about can you get into that competitive mode for the game? And if you can, then you're gonna probably play pretty well. If you're thinking about all this other stuff, I practice really hard. If you got all these unreal expectations, fantasy based stuff, you're not gonna get there. Doesn't matter how much mom wants it, doesn't matter how much dad wants it, you're not gonna get there. So anyway, I'm Coach Jay, live down in Ponte Vedra, Florida. If you want to talk with me, I'm listed on Psychology Today as Coach Jay. I'm also my website, sportsintervention.com. I'm listed on X at College Scout FB. So come see us. God bless.